Well, Manchester City, Pep Guardiola is so good at this, right? He's so amazing at mind games. He's basically saying that his team knows that they can't win this unless they kind of stop, like, unless something else happens. He underplays his team so heavily that it's easier for them to just perform. And the rest of the world is thinking that the cities is going to drop points. Welcome to another episode of Sports with Monga, and it's been a smooth sailing, I would say. Manchester City versus Leicester City at the Etihad. The tie is done in the first half, with Erling Haaland scoring 2 goals, one from the penalty spot, and a wonder strike from Stones. I don't know where the wonder strikes are coming from City, like Rodri in the Champions League and Stones now against Leicester City. Leicester City kind of happily getting the goal from Iheanacho to make it at least one. So, and this is on the background of the Sean Dyche. Oh, not Sean. Dean Smith has come as an interim manager for Leicester City, and this was his first game in charge. And that was kind of interesting. Smith made 4 changes from the Leicester City that lost to Bournemouth last weekend. It switched back to the back 5. Soter and Soenchu are back in the squad. Tielemans and Dewsbury Hall were back into the side. Amate drops to the bench, while Harvey Barnes, Soumare, and Ricardo Pereira miss out altogether. Guardiola made 3 changes to the City side that won 3-0 against Bayern Munich. In defense, there were 2 changes, with Walker and Laporte coming in for Akanji and Ake. And the other change was in the midfield, where Mahrez came in for Gundogan. Gundogan was on the bench. But it was the same thing. The game starts. And in the first 5 minutes, City just score. Wow, beautiful finish from Stones. It's like it's an assist from Rodri, who kind of gets the ball, but then beautiful finish from Stones after Rodri wins the ball, and then you feel that okay, there might be one more goal coming in very quickly, and that's what exactly happens, and it comes quickly from an unlikely kind of penalty shout. Like, we were expecting it to be a field goal, but then a penalty strike, or like with I think it was I don't know who it was, but it was like in the Leicester midfield. The midfielder was coming in, and it just it just touched his hand after a cross from the I think it was Amarte in my mind, who I think so. I think let me have a quick check who this was. I think this was Wilfred Ndidi. Ndidi was kind of tracking back. Grealish comes in from the right, cuts in, crosses the ball in, and his hand is up on the air. The ball touches it. It's a straight penalty. And who takes it? Erling Haaland. Iverson jumps on the right side, but then the ball is so kind of ill-hidden in a way that it's kind of wobbly, and it just touches the post and goes in. Good goal, 2-0 Manchester City, and then you're like, okay, this is going to be interesting. Are they going to just go crazy now? And they did go a little crazy, I would say, in that way, with a beautiful assist from Kevin De Bruyne, where Erling Haaland is able to score after a beautiful finish with only 25 minutes played. So it's 3-0 already, and City is just attacking, and that's kind of where you kind of feel, okay, is this match done already, or like what's happening, what are we playing for, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that was the game, kind of, in a way, for the first half. And then of course City make a couple of changes with and Leicester as well. They get an Iheanacho for Vardy, Akanji comes in for Stones, and Thomas comes in for Christensen, Alvarez comes in for Haaland, Calvin Phillips comes in for Rodri, and then the game is kind of like waiting for some action to happen. Kevin De Bruyne is brought out for Palmer. Tielemans goes out for Mendy. Dewsbury Hall goes out for Prayet, who starts the game. And City just kind of, Grealish was their man. I think Grealish has just kind of kept the ball, holding the ball, trying to kind of penetrate through that defense, because immediately Leicester were like more defensive now, and trying to kind of hold the possession as well. And that kind of allowed also the fact for Leicester to kind of get some confidence in the game, the way also they scored the goal. Yeah, exactly. So it was like it was a good header won by Souter, who rises highest from the corner. And Ederson just kind of completely misses it, and he can just palm his header into the path of Iheanacho, who just taps the ball in. And Grealish had already kind of substituted as well before this goal for Sergio Gomez. Ndidi is substituted for Daka. And that's kind of the game, right? Like, I think after that, City were also kind of hoping to kind of finish it, just kind of walk it through with 3-1. They were happy with the of course they would have loved the clean sheet, but then that was gone. But they were happy with the first half performance, like going in, just getting the goals in, just kind of finishing the game dead early, saving the legs for Bayern Munich later midweek, and then against the big title defending game with Arsenal the next weekend. And that's going to be very interesting to watch as well. It just becomes mouth-watering right now, because it's amazing, right? It's 73 points for Manchester City, and it's 76 points for Arsenal. So, yeah, 73 points for Arsenal and 70 points for Manchester City, who are now playing. Yeah, Arsenal is going to play one more game. I think Arsenal is playing Nottingham. I think Arsenal is playing Nottingham, right? No, Arsenal is not playing Nottingham. Arsenal is playing. Let me have a quick check. Arsenal is playing West Ham United. And yeah. And then in the week after that, it's basically the title game in my mind. Manchester City versus Arsenal. But it was perfect. The 3 first half goals were the difference that the Etihad for the game today. And that was kind of the thing. Where the difference in the Etihad run out 3-1 winners against relegation-threatened Leicester. A Stones lovely strike and a Haaland brace laid the foundations for the City win, and they took their foot off the gas in the second half. Leicester grabbed one back through Iheanacho, and things nearly got hairy towards the end as Maddison missed a great one-on-one opportunity before Iheanacho struck the post in added time. It could have been 3-3 as well. But, well, those chances went begging for Leicester, though, and they remain in the relegation spot while City keep the pressure on and move up to the 3 points of Arsenal at the top of the Premier League. City returned to the Champions League action as they head out to Germany to take on Bayern Munich in the second leg of the quarterfinal fixture. Leicester return to action next Sunday as they take on Wolves at home. So let's talk about Leicester. They've not won a game in the last 5 games. They've lost 4 of them last 5. They're right now on 25 points with 31 games played. Nottingham Forest is 27 points. Everton is 27 points. So that's going to be very interesting as well. And that's kind of it. That is interesting in some sense, right? Because it is still tight, I would say. It's still very, very tight. Like if Leicester wins 2 games, they're like 31 points, which is clearly above the relegation zone. So there's a lot. There's a lot that they can kind of protect or kind of preserve here to kind of, if they win, in my mind. So that's going to be very interesting to see how they kind of go ahead and try to win this game. Kind of trying to move with the season as well. At least they have a manager now. So that's going to be very interesting for also Dean Smith to kind of try and do something here. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? Does Leicester kind of go get relegated? There is no denying that or no doubt in that anymore. Or do you feel there is a chance that Leicester will survive this Premier League? For Manchester City, City is just hunting Arsenal in my mind, and that's why they're the best. Like they can feel that they're playing for something more important, and that's what Pep Guardiola likes as well in his team. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think. Do like this video, do share with City friends, and what is their opinion. Do like this, do share, and do subscribe to the channel. And I catch you in the next one.